All right, let's take up State of Idaho versus Taylor Allen Aughenbaugh. CR 2024-2203, and we're joined by Counsel Thomas and Neal on today's arraignment.
It's Mr. Malik.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Malik. Malik. Is it? It's Malik.
Malik.
Malik. Okay, my apologies. Mr. Malik, good morning again to you. I didn't look up when I started calling the case, but thank you for being here. We're conducting an arraignment, and we have the defendant here as well. The court is reviewing the indictment that contains 3 charges along with weapons enhancements. Let's go through these together, but let me just verify, Mr. Aughenbaugh, that you have reviewed this document previously. Have you seen this document?
Yes, I have.
All right, well, let's take a look at the charges that have been alleged by the state. The first is an aggravated battery, and that carries a potential punishment of up to 15 years and a $50,000 fine. That contains an additional allegation of a weapons enhancement, and I'll share with you what that means in just a moment. Count 2 is the same charge as well, with a separate alleged victim. Same punishment. And then lastly, destruction of evidence or concealing of evidence. That's a felony under Idaho law, punishable up to 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Each of these charges could run consecutively or concurrently. And then additionally, there are weapons enhancements on the 2 counts related to aggravated battery. This provides for a potential additional punishment of up to 15 years in prison, and once again, these could run consecutive or concurrent to one another. So that's a summary of the charges that have been filed. Is that an adequate summary for you, or would you prefer that I read specifically the prosecuting attorney's information?
Indictment.
Indictment.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well, then having waived the reading of the information, then this morning is your opportunity to enter a plea. Those options include guilty or not guilty, or you can stand silent, and in which case the court will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. You had a chance with counsel to decide how you'll be proceeding?
Yeah.
How may I reflect your plea?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, very well. We will enter the not guilty plea on the record. We'll set the matter for a pretrial conference. Mr. Malik, the previous counsel from yesterday all agreed to set the trial for the same date, recognizing that after additional discovery and potentially discussions between the parties that those might be either separated or consolidated. Would you like that same setting, or does it make sense to put this on a different day?
Probably different day.
Different day? Okay, do you agree?
Concur, Your Honor.
All right, then counsel, I leave to you a suggestion for the court to look at its calendar. Madam Clerk, do you want to share when that other setting was?
Yep. Their pretrial is July 16th and their jury trial is August 12th.
16th and the 12th of August, and so would you like to go after that?
After would be great.
Very good. Madam Clerk, perhaps, is it okay to set it for the next week? Does that work for the defense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
So August 19th will be the jury trial. And July 30th will be the pretrial.
All right, do those dates work for the state
Yes.
and the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, do you have any questions for me or for your counsel at this time?
Quick question for my counsel.
Okay.
And then, Your Honor, it looks like the previous information is still extant. I was wondering if we could dismiss that by agreement or take that up.
Is it in a separate case number?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. If the state wants to move orally to dismiss that matter, then the court will reflect it in an order.
We'll go ahead and
Submit
set
it.
it up in writing.
Okay. Is that agreeable?
Yes, Your Honor. I had filed a motion to do so, so there's an order should be filed in the case. If the state would like to join that, we can get it done.
Okay, we'll watch for it. Madam Clerk, have you seen that?
I'll look right now.
Okay. In any event, it will be dismissed. Anything else?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Anything from the state?
Nothing from the state.
All right, thank you. Then you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.